Okay, so you're here because you want to really get a handle on the emergency exit sign market, right? I get it. And we've got just the thing for you to really understand it all. This report by Cognitive Market Research just came out in February this year.
Yeah, this is going to be your shortcut to knowing like all the key players and everything you need to know.
Yeah, because I mean, at first you might think emergency exit signs, kind of a niche topic, but actually this is a huge market.
It is, yeah. It was valued at almost $1 billion in 2025. That's 952.6 million to be exact. And projections are showing it'll hit 1.4 billion by 2033.
So steady growth there. What's
Yeah.
driving that growth?
Well, the report highlights a few things. One is this global focus on safety. I mean, it's becoming more and more important, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got rapid urbanization happening all over. More buildings, more need for safety measures.
Right, more people in a smaller space.
Uh,
Makes sense.
Exactly. And on top of that, there are increasingly strict regulations for building standards. Governments are really getting serious about safety codes, and so you put it all together, and emergency exit signs are becoming essential. I mean, they're legally required, not just in commercial buildings, but industrial and even residential buildings, too.
So it's not just a nice to have, it's a must have now.
Exactly.
Okay, so our mission in this deep dive is to really break down who the companies are that are making these signs. Like, who are the top players? How do they compare? And what makes them successful?
All right, so let's jump right in. The big names right now, the ones dominating the market according to this report, are Philips, Schneider Electric, Eaton, Thomas& Betts, and Jiangmen Minhua.
Okay, those are the ones we're going to really focus on today.
Right. But I should also mention a few others you might want to keep an eye on. These are kind of the up-and-comers. Hubbell, NVC, Acuity Brands, Ventilux, and Begeli. They're making moves.
So these are the ones that could potentially shake things up in the future.
Potentially, yeah. They're definitely worth watching. Now, to help you really compare these companies, the report lays out some really helpful criteria.
Okay, so what should we be looking at when we're comparing these companies?
Well, the first thing is revenue and market share. That tells you how financially strong they are and how much of the market they control.
Right. So basically, the bigger the revenue, the bigger their piece of the pie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a good indicator of their overall success.
All right, what else?
Product portfolio. What kind of exit signs are they making? Are they sticking with the old stuff, or are they getting into the new technologies like LED, solar-powered, even smart exit signs with all that IoT stuff?
So are they innovating? That's what you're saying.
Exactly. And that leads right into the next thing. Technological innovations. Are they investing in energy efficiency? I mean, LED lights are huge now. They last longer, use less energy, and they're brighter.
So better for the environment and better for the bottom line.
Right. Plus, you want exit signs that don't need a ton of maintenance. Nobody wants to be up on a ladder every other week changing bulbs.
Yeah, that gets old fast. Okay, so what about their reach?
Global presence. How well are they doing internationally? Can they serve markets all over the world? That's important if they want to keep growing.
So are they thinking globally? That's key.
Absolutely. And then there's R&D, research and development. How much are they putting into developing new technologies? That tells you how serious they are about staying ahead of the curve.
Right, because this technology is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else we should be looking at?
One more thing. Strategic alliances and partnerships. Who are they working with? Architects, construction firms, other safety equipment suppliers. Those relationships can give them a big advantage in the market.
Yeah, it's all about who you know sometimes. Okay, so let's recap those criteria for everyone. Revenue and market share, product portfolio, technological innovations, global presence, R&D investment, and strategic alliances. Perfect. Now let's do a deeper dive into those top 5 companies we talked about, starting with Philips.
Okay, so Philips. They're headquartered in Amsterdam, and they're like the global leaders in lighting solutions. And that includes emergency exit signs. In 2023, their total sales were $20.9 billion, and their emergency lighting division brought in $1.8 billion.
So a big chunk of their business.
Right, and that gives them a 12% market share for emergency exit signs.
Okay, so they're a major player. What makes their exit signs stand out?
Well, for one thing, they're all about LED technology. Their signs are super bright, energy efficient, and they last a long time. And they're even getting into those smart exit signs with IoT capabilities. That means you can monitor them remotely and get alerts if there are any issues.
Some pretty high-tech stuff.
Yeah, pretty cutting edge. And they're big on sustainability, too. They use recyclable materials whenever possible. Plus, they recently came out with this really cool intelligent exit sign system that adjusts its brightness based on the ambient light.
So it's like it knows how bright it needs to be.
Yeah, basically. And it saves energy because it's not blasting at full brightness all the time.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, they've got some serious partnerships with major construction companies. So their signs are getting into new buildings all over the place.
So they're really well positioned in the market.
They are, yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Schneider Electric.
All right, so Schneider Electric, they're based in France, and they're big into energy management and automation. Their 2023 revenue was $37.5 billion.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and about $2.5 billion of that came from their emergency lighting and safety systems, which gives them a 10% market share for exit signs.
So right behind Philips.
Yep, and they're all about reliability and energy efficiency. They meet all the international standards. And they offer a good range of options, including LED signs and those photoluminescent signs.
What are those again?
They glow in the dark without needing any electricity. So even if there's a power outage, you can still see them. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's pretty important in an emergency.
Right. And they're always innovating, too. They just launched these new wireless emergency exit signs with some super advanced battery technology.
So they're not just resting on their laurels.
Nope. And they're committed to sustainability, too. They use eco-friendly materials. Plus, they work with global facility management companies, which helps them with installation and maintenance on a large scale.
Okay, so a lot of similarities to Philips.
Yeah, they're definitely both major players in the market.
All right, next up is Eaton.
Yeah, Eaton. They're headquartered in Ireland, and they're known for their power management solutions. Their emergency lighting segment brought in $1.4 billion in 2023.
So a bit smaller than the first two.
Yeah, but still a 9% market share. Yeah, and they're known for making super reliable and safe exit signs. They use LED technology, and their signs are built to last. They're also good at meeting global standards.
So they're kind of the dependable option.
Yeah, you can say that. They offer both recessed and surface-mounted signs, and one of their cool new things is these self-testing and diagnostic signs.
So the signs can actually test themselves.
Yeah, they check their own status and let you know if there's a problem. Saves you from having to manually check them all the time.
So less maintenance for you. Always a plus.
Right. And they also landed a big contract in 2023 to supply signs for a major transportation infrastructure project.
So they're capable of handling large-scale projects.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely a serious contender in the market.
Okay, let's talk about Thomas & Betts.
All right, Thomas & Betts. They're a division of ABB Ltd., and they're based in Memphis, Tennessee. They specialize in electrical components and safety systems. Their emergency lighting division earned about $950 million in revenue in 2023.
So an 8% market share.
That's right. They really focus on making their signs durable. And they use advanced LED technology. Plus, they design them to be easy to install, which is a big selling point for contractors.
Yeah, time is money. The faster they can install them, the better.
Exactly. They're also making those photoluminescent signs that glow in the dark. And they've got a great distribution network. Their products are pretty much everywhere. You'll see them in all kinds of buildings.
Okay, so they're a good option if you're looking for something reliable and readily available.
Definitely. And they've also been developing some vandal-resistant signs, which are good for, high traffic areas where things might get a little rough.
Makes sense. What about partnerships? Are they working with anyone?
Yeah, they've been collaborating with some leading contractors to get their products specified in more projects.
Smart move. All right, last but not least, Jiangmen Minhua.
Jiangmen Minhua. They're based in China, and they're a leading manufacturer of emergency lighting products over there. Their total sales in 2023 were $620 million, and about $180 million of that came from emergency exit signs. So a 7% market share.
So they're a little smaller than the others, but still a significant player.
Absolutely. And they're known for offering really affordable products while still meeting international standards. And they're big on energy efficiency, too. They've got a wide range of products to choose from.
Okay, so they're really going for that value proposition.
Yeah, pretty much. They're trying to make high-quality products at a price point that's really attractive. And they're innovating, too. They've developed these ultra-slim LED signs that have a crazy long battery life. Plus, they offer customizable options, so you can get exactly what you need.
So they're flexible. What about their global reach? Are they just focused on China?
No, they're definitely trying to expand globally. They're partnering with distributors all over the world, and they've been doing a lot of international trade shows, so they're trying to get their name out there.
So they're one to watch in the future.
For sure.
Okay, so that covers the top 5. But remember those emerging players we talked about earlier? Hubbell, NVC, Acuity Brands, Ventilux, and Begeli.
Right. These are the companies that are really trying to shake things up. They're coming in with new ideas and new strategies, and they're putting pressure on the bigger companies to stay ahead of the game.
So it's not just a five-horse race anymore.
Nope. It's getting a lot more competitive.
Okay, so what do these emerging players bring to the table? What are their strengths?
Well, Hubbell, for example, they're all about innovation, energy efficiency, and sustainability. They're also very cost-effective. They're making a big splash in North America,
So they're hitting all the right notes.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Then you get NVC. They're a Chinese company, and they're really good at producing a lot of products at a very low cost. So they're able to offer really competitive pricing.
So they're trying to undercut the competition.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're also making decent quality products. They're not just churning out junk. They're a real threat to the established players.
Okay, what about Acuity Brands?
They're all about high-tech solutions. They're investing heavily in smart exit signs with IoT capabilities. They're the ones to watch if you're interested in that cutting-edge stuff.
So they're going for the premium market.
Yeah, kind of. They're appealing to customers who want the latest and greatest technology, and they're doing a good job of it.
Okay, and what about Ventilux and Begeli?
Ventilux is known for its really high-quality signs. They meet all the European standards, and they're very durable. They're making a name for themselves in Europe.
So they're focusing on a specific region.
Yeah, for now. But they could expand globally in the future. And then there's Begeli. They're all about energy saving and eco-friendly designs. They've got some really innovative features, and they're targeting the Asia-Pacific and Latin American markets.
So they're going after those high-growth regions.
Exactly. They see a lot of potential there.
So it sounds like the emergency exit sign market is getting pretty crowded.
Yeah, it is. It's a dynamic market, and it's only going to get more competitive in the future.
Okay, so let's say I'm a new company. I want to get into this market. What do I need to do to succeed?
Well, the report actually has some good advice for new entrants.
Okay, lay it on me.
First, you got to be innovative. You got to offer something new and exciting, and it's got to be energy efficient and environmentally friendly. LED and solar-powered signs are a must.
So green technology is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you got to embrace smart technology too. IoT is becoming huge in this market. Customers want to be able to monitor their signs remotely and get alerts if something's wrong.
So stay ahead of the curve.
Right. And you got to be able to offer competitive pricing, but you can't sacrifice quality. You got to find that sweet spot where you're offering a good value proposition.
So it's a balancing act.
Yeah, it is. You also got to think about customization. Can you tailor your signs to specific customer needs? Can you offer different sizes, shapes, colors, that kind of thing?
So be flexible.
Right. And you got to target the right markets.
Yes.
The Asia-Pacific region is booming right now. There's a lot of growth potential there. And the commercial and industrial sectors are always good bets. There's the strictest safety regulations.
So do your homework and find the right niche.
Exactly. And last but not least, you got to be sustainable. Customers are increasingly looking for eco-friendly products. So use recyclable materials, design your signs to last a long time, and minimize your environmental impact.
So sustainability is non-negotiable.
Pretty much. It's not just a trend, it's the future.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot to think about if you're trying to break into this market.
Yeah, it's not easy,
Hmm.
but it's definitely a market with a lot of potential.
Well, this has been a really fascinating deep dive into the emergency exit sign market. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Me too. It's a really interesting industry.
I think the key takeaway for me is that this market is constantly evolving. The technology is changing, the regulations are changing, and the competition is heating up.
Absolutely. It's a dynamic market, and it's important to stay informed about what's happening.
And speaking of the future, I can't help but wonder how all these emerging technologies like smart buildings and the Internet of Things are going to affect the emergency exit sign market going forward.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, we're already seeing some pretty innovative stuff happening with smart exit signs,
Yeah.
but I think we've only just scratched the surface.
I wonder if they'll become more than just signs. Like maybe they'll be able to communicate with other systems in the building, or maybe they'll even be able to guide people to safety during an emergency.
Who knows? The possibilities are pretty exciting. It'll be interesting to see what the future holds for this market.
Definitely. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the emergency exit sign market.
It was a pleasure being here.
And be sure to tune in next time for another insightful look at a fascinating industry.